In this tip, I've got a special guest. I have Kirill here from Sensors Edge. So they do all sorts of sensors. So I did a tip not too long ago, and I had a grip that beeped. And Kirill saw it and thought, hey, why don't I give this guy a call and bring out some real sensors, the best sensors, so we get some accurate data. So he came, he's in San Diego, so he drove up to Vegas here, and we have numerous clubs. You can see they're wired here, so we get very accurate data. They're connected into the laptop here. So we're going to hit some shots and just talk, about what the numbers should be and what people are typically doing and that sort of thing. So, Kirill, tell me a little bit about Sensors Edge and what you guys do.
So we do sensors for different sports like golf, baseball, cricket. We also do stuff for medical, various projects, and we also do stuff for research projects for different universities.
Oh, nice.
Sometimes it's a very strange project. But if you're specifically talking about golf,
who do you do stuff for in golf?
We used to, we're not used to, we still do it. We supply swing catalyst with pressure sensors.
Yeah, that's a popular one.
A lot of people have seen it for many, many years.
Swing catalyst.
Full swing golf as well. Those setups is equipped with our stuff. But then at some point we decided we can try to make sensor for the grip pressure, and that is unique sensor. And you need to understand, we're making sensors by ourselves. It's not like we're buying it from somebody.
Right.
We're making them, we're developing them, assembling them. So technically we know everything about the sensors, and I can tell you that grip sensor is a very unique stuff. It's absolutely, it's crazy design inside.
Right.
So the whole club is instrumented. So it's not your regular golf club.
Yeah, sure.
It's a piece of equipment,
right?
Precisely calibrated. So now we can track grip pressure during the swing.
Right. You can get both hands too, right? Late hand, trail hand, at every part of the swing.
I can record the plane of a swing, but the most important part is to record the data.
Right.
Because the swing itself is very fast movement, and you need time to analyze every aspect, every phase of a swing precisely. So that's why we created that kind of a sensor, that kind of a setup.
Sure.
And it's used by a big number of pro coaches.
Okay.
And it's used by a large number of
tour players. Oh, nice. Wow. Well, at their level, they're trying to get the exact data.
This is the last piece of the equation. So we all have information how we interact with the ground.
Yeah,
we have that biomechanical analysis of a movement from many, many sides of the story.
Right.
Many people analyzing that. But this is the last piece, how you connect to the club and then to the goal. So nobody was able to create something like that. I know a lot of people tried. Like you mentioned that beeping sensor.
Yep.
Okay.
They tried.
But I know, believe me or not, the first time the guy tried to make the sensor for grip was in 1978.
Wow.
Very unique paper was released. The guy from Australia did that.
Right.
And he was very close to make the right one.
Oh.
But at that time, the whole setup was like a lot of battery.
Yeah, right. Not like the stuff we have today.
From laptop, and it's much easier.
Okay.
It's very convenient to use right now. So let's do some shots.
Okay, sure. Just tell everyone why we're wired here. So
we don't want club to be unbalanced. As soon as we put battery inside and remove the wire, club will be.
So it's not like a real.
Correct.
Right.
We're working on a wireless solution right now.
Oh, okay, good.
We will release it by the winter.
Oh, nice.
And then it's going to be pretty much what you hold in your hand, but with no
wires. Perfect.
And we're going to be connected to iPad.
Yeah.
And it's going to be even more convenient.
Perfect. Yeah, perfect. Okay, so would you like to talk a little bit about the jumbo size grip?
That is a different topic because, size matters.
Yeah.
And I would say this specifically.
Yeah.
Because
what we'll do, let's talk about it in a minute. Okay, so I'll hit some shots, get my numbers, and then we'll talk about it.
Okay. Everything works automatically, so all you need is just hit the ball, and I'm not touching a button on the computer. It will.
Okay.
Yep. You have a tip.
That was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it's too bright over here. Fun in Las Vegas.
Yeah, it's very sunny here. That's okay.
Yeah.
Just so long as you see the numbers are popping up. I'll put them on the screen so everyone can see.
You want it just as a moment of impact, and we then analyze what's happening at different phases of a swing.
Okay.
And then you can look at a specific grip pressure.
Sure. Sure. Do you want me to hit one more? Or?
Yeah, let's.
Oh, a couple more? Yeah.
Okay. It works even when fast.
Yeah. Okay, those were 4 half-decent shots right there.
And you're pretty much consistent. You do same couples.
Oh, okay. Okay.
It's not like you compare amateurs. It's not like you compare amateurs to pros.
Right.
Most of the times you compare to yourself.
Yeah, for sure.
You need to be consistent enough, and if you learn how to do it in the right way, you need to repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. That's the key. So repeatability or consistency is the key when you're analyzing the pattern of the grip pressure.
Right.
Because it means you are not doing something strange with weight shift, with stance, with leaning, with whatever other things.
Yeah.
Because everything is connected. How you grip the club is connected to how you stand, how you move. And so it's all connected. It's not like analyzing just grip pressure. At more advanced setups, we analyze everything together.
So your grip affects other things in your swing, or the other things would affect your grip too, right?
So specifically when you injured, that is a different story.
Yeah.
Your brain is trying to compensate certain things, and your posture would change, and weight shift would change during the swing just because your pinky finger is damaged.
Yeah, and that's what we were kind of talking about when Kirill got here. I really hurt my left pinky finger. It's probably been a month now, and I don't know. I did it on one of our mats over here. The mat was uneven, and I hit it, and it really twisted in my finger. So that was probably about a month ago. So I don't know if it was that, or maybe I've got arthritis. I don't know, but we're doing our best today.
We see very similar situations with baseball players. When they injured during the game, whatever, so bats are much heavier.
Yeah.
Balls heavier, it's more force released at the impact. So vibration coming through the wooden bat. So bat is kind of fluctuating. So all that vibration coming through the wrist to the shoulder, so they have sore shoulder. So there's all the time. That sometimes they have broken fingers. But those guys are young. They have to play.
Sure.
So coach, I'm ready to play.
Right.
Oh, you're not, because we see how you compensating.
And then their numbers are going to change.
Yes.
And their batting average and all that. Interesting. What about, a lot of my students are seniors and they get arthritis, of course. So what are you kind of seeing with people with arthritis?
And we're still working on some researches and some data sets to prove certain points.
Yeah.
It's in progress right now. I mean, I can't, I really don't want to advise to...
No, of course.
Unless I know for sure that numbers are for me.
Yeah, we'll do a follow-up because you're actually pretty close. So, okay, so what did we see with me?
What we see with you is a very consistent pattern. So again, too bright, but you definitely dropping the grip pressure at a specific point.
Okay, yeah. So let's talk about that. What does a better player do throughout? Let's just talk about what they do throughout the swing so people know where we're talking about.
I mean, you definitely don't want to overgrip during the impact. That is the key.
Okay,
So you don't want to bring that hard pressure through the impact.
right.
That will affect your
Yeah. That'll lock your wrist and not going to square the face.
You don't know where.
Right. Okay.
So, but we will see that kind of spike on the graph,
Yeah.
which would lead to our assumptions that wrist pin low.
Ah, got you. Yeah.
So you still squeezing it and you hitting it like you
Right.
kind of nailing it down.
Yeah. And that's what the average person typically does. They try to hit hard, don't they?
Sometimes you naturally feel that and you don't want to do that and you try
Right.
to avoid that. But one of the hands is not like listening to your brain.
Right. Right.
Again, when it's a very short period of time we're talking about, like the swing itself, it's a very short, like we're talking about 150 milliseconds.
Right.
And the most important part is only 50 milliseconds.
Ah,
And you need to learn how to drop the pressure during that 50 minutes.
gotcha. So you can release the club
You
and
want to release the club to a
gotcha.
certain degree. It's not like you dropping it on the ground
Right.
and watching it.
Right.
It's like you trying to reduce the pressure you applied
Right.
for each hand to a certain degree.
Okay.
And what I see in your numbers, you dropping pressure for your lead hand at about 30%.
Hang on. Let's talk about when I'm here at setup, okay? Or better, let's say you're a better player, okay? So we're going to start very relaxed or kind of light pressure at the start, right? And then as we go into our backswing, we're going to increase. So,
You fighting with gravity.
right. So how tight am I, your average person, how tight are they going to be once they hit the top?
Of the ability.
100%.
Yeah.
Okay. This is why I keep telling everyone, you don't want to hold it like a baby bird throughout your whole swing. Okay. So in my tip, I said we start relaxed, but then as we go to the top, we are going to gradually increase. Now, I didn't know my exact numbers, so I said I hold on at probably 8 out of 10 by the time I hit the top.
You go to 106% you can't at the top.
There you go. So definitely increasing, but the key piece there is I do that with loose wrists, though. I'm not going like this, okay? So I'm not going and totally locked. I do allow my wrist to hinge and set at the top.
You know why? Because you move slow.
Ah.
That is a different part of the story.
Ah, there you go.
You still control your wrist
Right.
while you squeeze it.
Right. Slow. Right.
You can control.
Gotcha.
If you start rising the club at
Fast.
then you can't control.
Okay, I got you. Okay, so now let's say we hit the top right here. So what do we do as we get to, let's say here?
You accelerate.
So you're accelerating, or are you're still at that same grip pressure as you're coming down to here, let's say?
You like at the top.
Yeah.
You drop in the pressure usually,
Okay,
and when you accelerate and you rise in pressure back again,
so back here, you're,
going above 100.
Okay.
For lead.
yeah, because the club's accelerated.
Yes, absolutely. And you rise in tail hand pressure as well to close to maybe 80% of your ability.
Okay, so 100%, 80%, when that, your lead arm is parallel to the ground, right? Right here? Okay, so now I'm coming into maybe here. Okay,
We can check that point as well.
okay. But like just in talking about your average, your pro,
You would start.
you're reducing. Okay. And then as I hit the ball, what would
You are at lowest.
lowest? Okay.
But for each hand, it's going to be
Different.
a different part of.
Yeah. Okay. Well, why don't we look at my numbers then and see what I did?
So you did pretty much what we just described. So you've been, in this specific shot, you've been light at the top.
Yeah.
You get to 92% of your ability for lead hand and 65 for your trail.
Okay.
Then you picked a bit before you've been horizontal.
Yeah.
With your hands.
So I'm peaking just before there. Yeah.
And your peak for the lead was 107.
Yeah.
But then at horizontal mark, you was 103. So you start
Just a little bit. Yeah.
very close.
Yeah.
Your trail was 78 at peak.
Okay.
And at horizontal position of hands, it was 75.
So definitely holding on stronger with the lead hand. Yeah. The trail hand is a little.
And it is your lead hand for sure. 100%. Yeah. I've seen people who was driving with trail.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I can do that.
Yeah.
And then at the moment of impact,
yeah,
you dropped to 70% for lead. So from 107 to 70.
Right.
Talking about almost like 35-40%.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a good drop for lead.
Yeah.
And for the trail, that is incredible because you dropped to 37. So 2 times.
Right.
Which is also good.
Yeah.
So you drop in trail more than lead.
Right.
That is what typically we see with pro players.
Right. And that's what I've been trying to explain to people. Like when many years ago, when I was working on my swing. So I was a scratch golfer. I took lessons, totally messed up my swing. I worked on it for 10 years. How I got it back was I stopped trying to hit the ball or the feeling in my mind with my arms. So what I was trying to do when I was, and no joke, I was hitting it everywhere. Okay, so right here, I would always try and hit it as hard as I could. So the day I stopped trying to hit, it felt weird. It felt like the club was literally slowing down when it hit the ball. And I went from hitting the ball everywhere to straight. It took me 10 years, but nobody said don't hit it with your arms. So I was always trying to hit it as hard as I could. So now that's kind of proving what I'm saying. I really try to not help the shot. I'm letting the club kind of go wherever it wants to go. Do you need a club?
No.
Oh.
Fine.
Oh, okay. No, here. Actually, hang on. We'll cut and come back in a second. He's a lefty, so. Yeah.
You technically should consider that you did all your job when you start turning.
Okay.
You already accelerated it to a certain degree.
Accelerate, and then now you got to release it.
And your body should do the job. So like because you're shifting your weight.
Yeah,
okay.
Sure.
You're turning
hips, shifting, all that stuff.
It's a lot of different things happening during that phase.
Yeah, sure.
So you already did most of the job. So no need to keep squeezing and hitting. So your body is doing a lot of job for you.
Right.
So now your hands is kind of useless.
You've got to hold on to it with something. So you got to hold on to it, but you don't need to do anything.
I'm not saying that you need to, like, you brought it over here and then drop. No.
Right. Sure. No, that's okay. So you're allowing the shift and the rotation of your body to help it. Plus, you're loose enough to allow the wrist to release the golf club.
Need to bring that club head to be squared to the ball. Okay?
Sure.
You want it to be precise to the target. You don't want it to be strangely positioned because you're trying to keep accelerating.
Right.
You wouldn't be able to accelerate more. You already reached that speed.
Got you. So you're maxed out here because you've gone from basically 0 when it changes direction.
We're talking about
right there.
Yeah.
So it's going basically as fast as, and then
you're still turning, like, again, I'm sorry, I'm not a good player at all.
Yeah.
You turn in the club. Providing some extra speed, but no need to kind of force it.
Right. Because then if you did that, you would end up pulling the handle of the club way like this, and you would lose this release. Okay. Interesting. Now, I just got thinking about it. What do you basically see the same numbers in all slings, like irons versus, like I'm hitting basically a 7-iron here. Driver, totally different or similar?
Number's going to be higher a bit because speed a little higher.
Okay,
yeah.
Got you.
Again, depending on how you're dealing with the driver, because it's all about how your body is working, how you creating the torque.
Sure.
At what like different planes for the shirt there. So like how you manage your body to go through the swing.
So the body is super important as well.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah.
And that's another thing that I get at is, most people, they don't use their body properly. So they're basically up here like this. The average person goes to the top, they just bring it down, and they're just basically facing the ball as they hit the ball. And that there's like no rotation. And this is 80-90% of everybody I see.
That might be because since they don't know how to use the body in the right way, they, I would say, like have to use force over here.
Yeah, exactly.
Their body is not helping, so they feel like, okay, to hit that far, I need to provide some extra help from the hand.
That's the only other power source they would have. If the body's not working, you got to use your arms.
So that is all connected.
Wow.
And in opposite, like we work, I don't have any putters with me, but technically we are able to make putters.
Oh, yes. Right.
Some guys are using it, and it's very interesting information.
Wow.
So putters are absolutely different design.
Yeah, sure.
Because we need to measure extremely low pressure.
Yeah.
And high pressure with driver.
Right. Okay. Yeah.
It's interesting to see how body position and how stability of a body is related to grip pressure created during the putt.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Very good. Yeah, I barely hold on to my putter. Like, I am trying to be as light as light as possible.
He's doing absolutely differently. They squeeze it like
sure,
crazy, and they have good results.
Yeah, it's different people do different things. All right. So, is there anything else I should kind of know about, this kind of data?
Good question. I mean, we're working on specific metrics.
Yeah. What about the different grip sizes?
Oh, yeah, we can do whatever grip size you need.
Yeah.
Like normally when people order the clubs, they not just ordering the grip to be done.
Right. They order the whole club.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And they send us shots and tips.
Yeah. Okay.
And we instrument the rest.
Yeah.
But they can dictate the diameter or the weight or the balance of the club in a specific way.
So average people can, consumers can buy these, right? They're expensive. Yeah.
So for
into the future, it's going to be less. But right now,
I can pronounce numbers if you want.
Well, scare people. Okay, give me one. What would people normally buy? One iron and a driver?
Usually, it's a set of drivers or irons. Okay, to compare.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
About pro players.
Yeah.
Or coaches. They want to compare apples to apples. They want 7 iron in this configuration, 7 iron in
all right.
or driver in this or that configuration. Or sometimes there's 3 different shafts.
Yeah.
Different flexion, different whatever parameter.
Yeah.
And then we can do different, let's say, same iron with different diameter of a grip. Changes a bit the situation.
Yeah.
As we discussed, size matters.
Yeah.
And it's a pure physics.
Let's talk about that in a second.
Yes.
Tell me.
But usually people order either just a single club with interchangeable club head. We use universal adapters.
Okay.
So you can then
change out the heads.
Change club heads.
Yeah.
Within one brand or within several brands.
Got you.
And people dictate us what the size of the grip they want to use.
Right.
And then we instrument the whole club full of wires, everything, sensors here.
Yeah, so it's not just the grip. There's sensors inside this club. Yeah. So what is a golf club going to run me?
Yeah. If it's a single club, it's 4,500 a piece.
4,500. Okay. Same with driver? Okay, so now...
Unless you go crazy with...
Right, yeah.
Something extremely unique.
Yeah. Now, into the future, you're trying to get it down to where, your average consumer can...
Yeah, so we're working for a retail version.
Okay, good.
Kind of, let's call it.
Yeah, sure.
So it's going to be more affordable. We're targeting to be close to 1,200 a piece.
Okay.
And you can build your own club on the website.
Oh,
you can choose what kind of shaft, club head, whatever.
Right.
And we kind of combine it together, and you're good to go. In a couple of weeks, you get a new club in a box arrived to your house, and and ends up.
Yeah, and it'll connect. You download the app onto your iPad and that sort of thing. So very good information. So a lot of people are using these in these indoor simulators. Is that correct?
Yep.
Yeah. So I kind of see that as a nice application because then you can see the screen and that sort of thing, inside.
We're working on having the data to be in the cloud. So if you record something on a range, then you can download it into your computer in the simulator and review it over there.
Right. So one of the things we were talking about earlier was the grip size, and this kind of blew my mind. So this right here is a jumbo grip. Now, I have tried to hit balls in the past. Maybe a student has come out. They have, let's say, arthritis. So they've got jumbo grips, and I hit a couple shots, right? I really found that, I would leave the ball out to the right. But now here, that's probably the most shots. I probably hit, 20 balls or so. And that's probably the most shots I've ever hit with a jumbo. And within a few minutes, they were back to straight again. Okay, so I got used to it. So tell me a little bit about your thoughts about grip size here.
So physics-wise, larger the diameter of the grip is better for your hands, for grip pressure. Because the smaller the diameter, the smaller the surface of contact in between your palms and...
right.
And then the smaller the diameter, more pressure you need to apply, more force you need to apply to squeeze it, to bring it at speed to the position. So bigger the area, less pressure you need.
Pressure.
It's like you hold in a bar.
Yeah.
If it's a small bar, it's really hard to...
Like monkey bars, yeah.
If it's a bigger diameter, it's more comfortable because more area of contact. So your pressure, your weight is distributed over the bigger surface. So less application of force to the specific finger.
Right.
To a certain area of your skin and muscles and bones and et cetera. So same situations over here. And again, to be honest, we're still doing that kind of research. But for women, it's always recommended to use smaller, like undersized grip.
Yeah, I've heard that before. Yeah,
which is killing me. Like I really think it should be an opposite. You should provide a bigger grip to women because it's going to be more area of contact.
Yeah,
they're not that strong naturally.
Yeah,
so their grip sense is lower compared to men. And I would recommend to try a bigger size,
like a mid-size sort of thing,
mid or even oversized. Because then you have bigger area of contact.
Yeah.
Less squeezing should be there. And then you can have more control for your wrist and for the whole swing.
Wow. I'm going to have to try that.
From physics point of view, it works.
Yeah.
But again, we need to wait until all the data is collected and analyzed in a proper way.
Right.
Then we can tell, what they recommended.
Yeah, sure.
Club makers.
Yeah, because this is all pretty new. When did you guys start doing all of this? How many years has this been?
The first one I made 2019.
Oh, so this is very new. Yeah, this is very new.
But I read all the papers how everybody else failed on such a project.
Right.
So the last one was done by Microsoft.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Okay.
I mean,
so this is all very new. Yeah. And this is kind of, like you said, the last kind of area that people haven't mastered gathering data.
Yeah.
Right.
So no data.
Right.
You have some sensors to track the club position.
Yeah, sure.
Like blast motion, diamond kinetics, that.
Yeah. So the club. Yeah, for sure.
They have nothing to do with
the grip. Right.
At all.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything. Wow, that's incredible.
We can make whatever size. So this is mid-size.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Different wrapping material.
Oh, got you. That's like a leather, yeah. Uh-huh.
This is the newest one we made.
Yeah, that feels like a Golf Pride grip right there.
This is popular.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, that's nice.
So it's absolutely different. And we still read pressure perfectly.
Right.
We see nice... reliability for this one.
Right.
So it's kind of, most probably we're going to replace all these wrapping tapes with this material.
Right.
And as soon as it's wireless, it's going to be beautiful.
Incredible. Yeah.
I didn't see anything.
Yeah. So this is heading into a whole new area. Obviously over the last, let's say 10 years or so, it's really kind of, we're really
faster.
No, I mean, just in the past, from the last 10 years where we started measuring the force plates in our feet, now we're up to the grip and, the club and all that. The data is just getting unbelievable now. So,
yeah, it's more and more data.
And then we can use that to help either coach people or your average consumer can get this and start working on their swing, at home, given the basic data that a better player would do. And if they're trying to become a better player, they would need similar, right, numbers.
I still an advocate of comparing to yourself.
Well, yeah.
Those guys on tour, like you see them on TV doing beautiful swings,
Right.
doing perfect job with landing next to the hole.
Yeah.
That's cool, but like they spent
Yeah.
days and days.
But we can learn from what they're doing to give the average person an approximate of what if the average person is doing something so bizarre or totally different. Yeah, that's not gonna work. So they gotta kind of be doing a similar move.
Again,
Yeah.
compared to myself,
Yeah.
if I'm getting better,
Right.
and that is the most important part.
Exactly.
Unless you want to be like number one, and then you need to compare yourself to best.
Yeah. Absolutely. And you've actually had long drive pros using these too.
Yeah, sure. Yes.
What are their numbers like?
Crazy. No, sometimes. Okay, like
You would think.
without names,
Right.
names, but
Yeah.
I've seen numbers as high as 130% of the static pressure being applied during the swing.
Wow.
For lead hand.
That's crazy.
So like static, he was squeezing as hard as possible for his lead. Let's say it was 100%. I don't want to pronounce newtons being applied, but we registered in newtons at the end. And during the swing, he went 30% higher than his ability at start.
At impact? Or as he was coming down?
At horizontal.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. I've seen some pros who've been squeezing the grip enormously hard through the impact as well.
Oh?
I've seen that. Yeah.
Huh.
So it's not, there is no perfect formula from my point of view.
Right.
From my understanding. You can't apply just what we just described as an example to everybody.
Yeah, I think what you've got to do, I think you've got to measure a whole bunch of them, and then let's take an average, so we got an approximation of what people are doing at the different points in the swing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but at the same time, it's always going to be outliers, like people.
Oh, yeah, no, of course.
Extremely strange stuff. Absolutely. They are extremely successful.
Yeah.
Somehow. I don't know how. And we see a lot of that in baseball.
Yeah. Oh,
They pitching balls strangely.
really?
And strangely. And I don't know why. It makes no sense why they're doing that.
Right.
But their numbers are perfect in terms of the results. So they do home runs, whatever.
Yeah.
Perfectly.
Well, when you, this is another big thing that I always say, a lot of these pros, they all started as kids, so if you learned a certain move and you've done that same move for many, many years, you're going to get pretty good at it after a while, So you might get this one strange move, like in some golf swings, I've seen some golf swings that are kind of a little bit strange looking, like a Jim Furyk, let's say. Do you change that guy? Or, arguably one of the most consistent golfers of all time.
From medical, from medical perspective, some of the moves are
dangerous, right?
Because you overstress certain limbs, whatever,
right?
And it might happen tomorrow. Like in 5 minutes, you kind of injured, and then you need to spend a year or two for healing back.
That's why we need guys like you to,
That's why I want to be as well as possible with my recommendations.
That's right.
I want people to damage themselves trying to do it in a specific way with them.
Right.
We have all the confirmations that, okay, we use everything in the right way.
Right.
So
this is so new right now. So into the future, there will be, a lot more data that everybody can use. And then these clubs will be more available to, your average everyday player.
Now, if you really feel like, I need it because I'm kind of eager to...
Somebody that's serious, absolutely.
We kind of booked for certain people, like lead time for the clubs right now about 2-3 weeks.
Oh,
it's not like available tomorrow, no.
Right.
We assemble it and there is kind of a line. It's not huge.
Yeah.
But people buying it and ordering it and
great. Very good. Very good. All right. So how do people get a hold of you? It's Sensors Edge.
Sensor Edge.
Sensor Edge.
Yeah.
Okay. Is it sensoredge.com? Okay.
So there are products that you can type whatever question you have, and we're going to be in contact most probably same day or next day.
Okay.
And there is a phone number over there.
Yeah. I'll put that on the screen for everybody. Yeah, sure.
All the information's there. if you have specific question, I always happy to talk to people and describe
Sure.
products or future releases or future features of products. And I'm traveling across the country all the time. Okay, I'm somewhere always.
Right.
And sometimes, most of the times, I have clubs with me, bets with me, the whole case of.
Yeah.
And by the way, we're going to release a new pressure pads.
Oh, okay.
So instead of being let's call it permanent setup, like at swing card,
sure,
or full swing, we're gonna have portable plate.
Oh, okay.
You can take this in
for your feet, then getting the weight distribution.
Exactly. So it's weight distribution.
Oh, wow.
Map.
Yeah.
How you interacting with ground.
Yeah.
And that is.
Oh, that's fantastic.
The same way you can bring it to the range. You can use in a simulator.
Yeah.
Or in your basement.
Oh, yeah. That's
you have information on the screen, same way like pros have the information from bigger and nicer.
Wow. That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
Most probably you heard about BuddyTrack.
Yeah, sure.
So it's going to be technically cheaper than BuddyTrack.
Yeah.
But quality-wise, it's going to be, I need to be careful, right? What I'm saying.
It'll be a very good product. An exceptional product. Very good. Very good. Well, thank you very much, Kirill. I really appreciate that. This was very eye-opening. Just, again, I see the way we're heading. We're starting to realize all these numbers that we didn't know.
Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
Would you ever use that beeping stuff versus...
Wow. That was just as a very quick demonstration. I've never used it in a lesson. Let's put it that way.
Yes, it's definitely a different piece of equipment, and providing you absolutely different angle of view to what's really happening.
Oh yeah, when I saw it on that screen, it was like, wow, that's pretty cool. Very good. Well, thank you so much for coming. I really appreciate it. And we'll try and do another one of these in the future, because he's, San Diego, so that's not too bad. I'm sure you'll be coming back here and just keep me posted, and then we can keep you posted.
Hey, cool.